Oh, I've got to get my microphone settings as well. Well, you look at the stream now, Dan. That's what it looks like. So if you want it bigger, then tell me. Ugh. Microphone. All right. Am I still in the pie?
Unfortunately.
Okay, thank God. I thought fucking I disconnected there. Okay. All right.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Jesus Christ, I forgot how loud this was. Bum bum ba da dum. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Oh fuck, menu button. That would help.
Battery would help as well.
Thank you, Jonathan Kappa.
No problem, Aaron Baker.
Ah, everyone knows my name, and I've been doxxed before.
It's a shame, innit?
But do they know your EA ID?
I don't think that would make it. I think that would make less of an impact than the full name.
Might take the piss a bit, at least.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I'll do how many pop-ups for F1? Dear Jesus Christ! I have no idea who I'm joining to get into the game, so yeah, stuck it.
POV your battery.
Yeah, pretty much. Bum ba da dum 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 da da dum dum dum.
Dum dee dee dum dee 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 do.
Right. Well, I should just wait for an invite, I suppose.
I like it. Why some fucking nerds, mate?
You put in more free agency bids, and Johnny. Oh, that's what I should do. Is I should probably update the rosters on Neon while I'm here.
Probably just update the fucking evaluation, you can't. Let's get fucking
I mean, we
moving,
literally
you know
just
what I mean?
we just advanced.
Ah, don't give a flying fuck, mate.
Well, I think you do because that's why you've just said what you said. Great. You're in a high price. Okay, we've got the Halo theme going on. Great. It's a great time. It really is. If anyone in GP1 can send me an invite, that would be smashing. If anyone in the stream is in GP1, of course, but if not, no worries. I can stare at Lewis Hamilton's AI face.
No worries, no worries. No worries, no worries.
Look at that. Josh Downs on my roster. Brilliant.
Look at that. Your battery in the package, not in your laptop.
Yep. You bang on.
Thanks. I'm normally good for that kind of shit.
Couldn't be more correct if you tried.
Hell yeah. Might just gift a sub to a fucking account named Battery so it keeps popping up.
It's great.
What do you say?
Sure.
Oh, don't make us bring the full cut. Dang.
Cool. No invites yet. Oh, we're that behind, are we? Smashing.
Awful.
It's going to be a long one tonight. We're going to be finishing about fucking 12 o'clock here with the
yes,
sprint.
please.
Ba 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 ba. Boo ba do 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 do. How you doing anyway, Craig? You good? I didn't know you were an F1 fan either, Alfredo. I thought you were fucking FIFA, football, whatever. Oh, oh, goodness me, my fucking eyebrow hurts. Ow. Right, who has changed their name to Gabrielle Bortoletto?
Read it again.
Gabrielle, Bortoletto. Oh my god, not again, not another one, not another one. Oh Christ, he's done it again. Gabrielle Bortoletto. I'm gonna scream. I'm going to. That's horrendous, by the way. Oh god, I thought it couldn't get worse than last week. In the words of Mick McCarthy, it can. Jesus Christ, Tilla.
I got
Oh
a terrible
my
shocking
days.
pun. It can't go on like this, can it?
Oh, it
fucking can.
It can.
It will.
It Tilla can.
That is absolutely horrendous. I can't complain, Craig. Thank you for asking, though.
Tell you what could complain though. It's laptop.
The battery. Yep, there it is. Yep.
Nah, it was laptop, dickhead.
Thank you. Looking at my roster here on fucking Madden, trying to think what else I can do to improve. I know what I need. I need Matt to accept my offer for a trade. I've got the most visually brilliant thing ever, Johnny. I'm offering people here. The 2 4s I'm offering are back-to-back 4s. Literally pick 99 and pick 100. Smashing's that.
Exhilarating.
Yep. It's fucking magical, really. Danny, you here?
Chill,
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to make this bar at the bottom bigger, or no? Or is this the correct? Is this okay?
No, I think it's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. As long as it's readable. Because for me, I'm looking at it through a small miniature window.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yum 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 woo woo woo. Diddle-a-dit, 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 diddle-a-dit.
Diddling kids.
Oh. Kind of rude, Giddy, but fair.
I'd probably say it's a bit more than rude if you do that, but
Offensive, rude, same thing. Same bracket, same criteria.
thinking more illegal.
We'll go on and see who I could bother to accept my Michael Pittman trade while I'm here. Is it 3-1? We are nearly there. God damn that Killian. Wouldn't have gotten away with it too, wasn't for you Irish kids. Do 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 do. Praying for a Liam 05 stinker, needing to stay humble after his man of the match in the cup tonight. You win. Wait, who do you play for again? It's not, I keep thinking like Rotherham, but I know it's not Rotherham. Who do you lot play for again? Barnsley, I think, right? Is it Barnsley? Barnsley. Yeah. Who'd you play? Who'd you beat? What was the score? Give me the detailers. Do 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 do. you mean to do anything here, Dan?
Nope, it's just dragging the lobby across.
Drag my balls, please. Beat Barca 1-0. Had to go for the pain of giving Liam man of the match. Well, that's a big result, though. Barca, it's good. Cup draw will be out by the time you lot wake up tomorrow. It'll be my night task tonight. For once, after the busyness of the weekend, I finally have the ability to just do whatever I like tonight. So it will be chilling out and fucking doing the stats, I think. Well, not doing the stats, the cup draw. Hip hip hooray, as they say. Also got to do the on-stream results for the UFC League. Yeah. Can't beat a bit of brum at 9. Well, 9:30, but 15 minutes. You know, we bring the law of the 15-minute rule over from football to F1, so we're consistent. You're a manager, you don't give yourself man of the match every game. Rookie error, AJ. Well.
What a dick.
I mean, I've seen only 2 people in the history of the league give themselves literally 19 man of the matches in a 19-game season. Like, it's not... It happens, but it's not like an every season thing.
A little bit bent though, innit?
I mean, a little bit, obviously, but, you know, it happens. People have team of the season points, don't they? People like their pictures, mates. What do you want me to say? I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I want you to understand that. I'm not saying it's... I'm not going to... No, there's no point.
Why?
I think the lads were charged, mate. Well, there you go. I can't believe, though, Gabriel Bortiletto. That is something. That he signed up to the UFC this week. Well, yeah, don't do it unless you make it a commitment to do it for at least more than 2 fights, Dan. It's annoying as shit for me if you come in, do 1 fight, and then dip out.
Jensen Battalion.
Right.
Don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas.
Why not?
My 1 power of 10 signature is an important possession of my get in. Get in there. Did you sign for anyone, Alfie? Did you sign for like Joe? Or I know Joe isn't managing a team, but did you sign anywhere with the other Phoenix lot? No. My fucking eyebrow hurts. What a weird body part to hurt. Falkirk. Yes. The mighty Falkirk. Did they win today? Did they take another stern loss? Then they played Chelsea in the cup. We're seeing that somewhere in the Discords. I think MB is just taking a large hit of crack. MB has just DM'd me, Johnny, saying he wants me to trade him Anthony Richardson for pick 4.
Interesting.
So, look at how it would cripple me in the finances. I would be out about 60 mil. Fucking pick 4 for AR. Apparently someone streamed and turned it off after the 3rd goal. Oh, right. That's how bad it went. Morgan Maguire in goals. I didn't know he was still alive. That is smashing. We're off to the races. But see that? I've done a race pun.
Fucking lift and get out.
I'm now being asked by MB to give him details about who's the best quarterback in the draft. I
Yep.
actually
Hello.
don't know. This is
It's
CJ's.
still not fucking working, is it?
I haven't even seen the QBs in this one or anyone. All right.
Can you
So,
hear me now?
okay. Yeah. Okay. Hello.
Hey,
Just about hear you. Oh, okay. Good
Turn up the
fucking moment.
volume, old timer.
Alright.
Wow. The son of Netherlands, the home of drugs and the red light district. Get in there.
Oh yeah.
We don't like to see the DHL logos though. That gives me flashbacks to what's in my bottom drawer. So, yep, there he is. Fantastic. Well, draft Alfie Edgeworth at running back. Someone has got you. I forget who. Someone has got you, Alfie. But before we go into the breakdown of this, I will tell you where. Now you've got my interest. Now it's going to bother me if I don't look it up. You, Alfie, in the franchise league, are a proud member of the Minnesota Vikings. There you go. You play for Bale and his purple army of shite. There you go. All right. We're in Holland today. Gabriel Bortiletto, by the way, back. Can we get comms on that? Is that better or worse than last week?
I'll give it slightly better, but it's still not great.
Jensen
I don't know if he's
Tilla.
just gonna go a different fucking
Different name each week.
yeah, different name each week, mate.
Until he finds something that hits. Well, listen, while everyone gets ready to go through sprint quali, here, so again, the reminder, of course, for the people watching today, you got sprint qualifying, you got sprint, you got qualifying, and then you got the race. So tonight is going to be a long one for you people behind the wheel. So expect this one to be done probably around about 11:45ish, I would say. I think that's probably, if we're being generous about the end time for this, 11 minutes or 12 minutes of qualifying here. The sprint is about 10 laps, so again, call that about maybe 15 minutes. So that's 26 minutes. Then you got the qualifying normally, which is about 18 minutes. And then, of course, the race, which is about 45 minutes or so. Yeah, just make sure you're aware of that if you're watching. Of course, thanks to Dan's wonderful ability to scour the internet like the absolute goth that he is, we have a ticker at the bottom so you can see all the drivers and their teams, of course, for the season, ticking across the bottom. That's why I moved the camera up fully. And we've also got some stats to show you. So, of course, we'll flick through sprint qualifying, but I mean, since we have sprint qualifying and normal qualifying, we don't really need to watch both parts of qualifying, so we can take you over and we can discuss the championship. We can discuss a lot of things here tonight, so let's go and put this over here. Oh, there we go. We're in the wonderful world of Google now. Smashing. All right, so again, GP1 tonight is what we're going to be covering. You can see what it looks like here. If I can just scroll down, there we go. So the driver standings here for Season 2, you can see Chissy still at the very top of the table, 162 points. With 100, my camera's slightly in the way, so I'll go up a little bit more so you can see that there. Chissy with 162 points. Sean Tilla, or as we're now referring to him as Gabriel Bortiletto, 111 points. Does that mean tonight, Dan, if Chissy wins this, or if Chissy gets a certain position, does he win the championship tonight?
I would need to do the math, but it is possible. I believe. Let me hand a situation GPT. So I'm certain that. Let me do that. And
No worries, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you when I just start a waffle here. Of course, Vero Kieran, the man that, well, is always asleep in third, 74 points. What could have been for him? So many missed opportunities, so many missed races, so many missed, I think, moments in order to show his mental resilience. It looks like this season, his only thing that he can really fight for is a podium position in the championship. You've got Rye, of course, breathing down his neck. It'd be great to see Rye H kind of come in, take 4th place in the overall championship. How good would that be? Same with Benchwarmer. Benchwarmer, no one is talking enough about how much of a consistent season this man's had. 4th place is right there for the taking. He's 3 points off 4th and 5th at the minute. Shadow's Gunner, another one, consistent. Dirty Hippo, I think I would have liked to see a little bit higher up in the standings. I do rate him as a driver, the talented German, but maybe not gone his way too many times this season. But again, you know, I think when you're looking at a table like this and you're looking at Chissy and you're looking at Tilla, you are then, as the others, looking at stuff like, well, okay, what does, you know, where can I finish? Can I be in the top 3? Can I be in the top 5? Can I get into the top 10? When you look at the bottom pile of GP1, this is what it looks like down over here. So, of course, you've had Surtees, who's had a couple of races. I don't know why it says Don Parry's on 26, but I think that's maybe because he's just a sub, so probably just ignore that one. But, again, for the usual drivers that we see, T. Stocky, 4 points. Rozzy Wow, of course, has come in late, 11 points. I don't think he's going to be down here for too much longer. So, a couple of races left to go. He's going to be a real danger going into next season. But, yeah, said it's interesting to see this. The drivers' standings, though, looks like this. Red Bull right now, 179 points. Ferrari's right behind them. So, yes, the Drivers' Championship may well be all done and decided in many people's minds, but the Red Bull v Ferrari battle still raging on. Of course, Red Bull tonight, Chissy and Craig are. Ferrari tonight, Dirty Hippo and Gabriel Bortiletto or Tilla. So, again, I think this is all going to depend, this championship, or the team championship. It's all going to depend on whether or not Dirty Hippo for the last couple of races of the season can just compete and drive to his absolute potential. Because if he can, then I think, listen,
Big gun.
we've seen Craig have a couple of slips and a couple of nightmares before. Yes, of course, he's got Chissy kind of there to kind of, bear the load, but it only takes one bad race and Ferrari...
What?
Great, thank you, Getty. It only takes one bad race and Ferrari are right back in there as well. Aston Martin, 134 points. Look like they're nailed on for third, and rightfully so. We've talked so much this season about how Benchwarmer and Shadow's going to have been consistent. Yes, they haven't been winning races, but they're always there, aren't they, the two Aston Martins, in third and fourth and sixth. You know what I mean? They're never kind of in the lower ebb of the table. So, I mean, I like that. I'm happy to see the Aston Martins do so well in that regard. So, I don't know what else we can really talk about in this, I think, today. Of course, you can see all this stuff. This is all in the F1 Discord, by the way, but final 3 tracks after tonight, Canada, Belgium, and the USA. So that's intriguing, because I think, if my memory serves correct, we've had some issues with Belgium before in terms of drivers struggling, but I don't know. Only time will tell on that one. Anything you... Well, actually, wait there. Before we get to statistics, we sort of... Oh, sort of podiums. Oh, wow, there is a lot of stuff on here. Okay, so podiums as well. This is interesting for me. Now I'm getting geeky. Okay. So Chissy's had 7 podiums. Tilla with 4. VRL, Kieran, and Shadow's Gunner with 3 apiece. Benchwarmer with 2 podiums, and everyone else pretty much on 1 or 0. So nearly multi-podium users or drivers tonight. Benchwarmer, Shadow's Gunner, Kieran, Tilla, and Chissy. So that's quite interesting to see. What else can we have a look at? I want to see how many maybe completed races. Let's see how low on the list VRL Kieran is. There he is, 10th, 7 completed races. Wow, I'm amazed. Completed races must not mean he finished. It just must mean he showed up and at least started, eh? Fastest laps, why not? Let's have a look at that. Chissy again with 2. Yeah, this is interesting. If you're a big F1 nerd, this is the absolute one for you. Kieran with 4 retirements. Look at that. There you go. He's top of the table in something. That's good. Penalty points. Dirty Hippo with 2 penalty points. What about penalties in general? Penalties in general. Okay, well, I've obviously done as many bits of data as you would want on that. Sprints. I love this, dude. I love anything with numbers and stats. It's great. Well, let me go back to this so we can talk about this. Where are we going? Points. Just got points. Well, we'll get your opinion on this first, Batty. The team championship, 18 points separating Red Bull and Ferrari. Do you hold a hope that Ferrari can maybe creep this one in through the last 3 or 4 races of the season? Or do you look at that Red Bull lead of 18 points as maybe just, too much to catch?
Yeah, I think it's going to take, consistent podiums from probably Hippo or Tilla, and then the other one's going to have to kind of finish around 4th and 5th just to stay in the fight. Ideally, if they, they can finish 2nd and 3rd with Chissy winning the race, and, Craig maybe being completely out the points, they'll get away with 1 year. But I think this, even a sprint race for the Ferrari sort of constructors charge is going to make a shit ton of difference. If Chissy ends up getting like 4 points on them just in that race alone, you could see both championships wrapped up by the end of the day if the Ferraris end up having a mare. So yeah, it's a tricky, it's a very, very fast but very patient track. Xander Vogt You know, I wouldn't necessarily say there's going to be a high safety car amount, but you there's always the opportunity that your championship rival is going to stick it on the grass at the wrong part of the track and, you know, lose a couple of seconds, and if not, with the boys, the way the boys have been chatting, apparently it's a classic Dutch coast monsoon weather for either the sprint race or the race. I'm
Oh,
not
we
sure
do
which
love
one.
that.
So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I know that is probably music to the championship leader's ears, because I've raced him round here in the wet before and he's fucking rapid. So yeah, there's a scenario Chissy wanted, it would probably be wet rounds and the walk to win the championship.
Well, so
Well,
you do still have the standings on the screen.
Yeah, I know. I'm still talking on those until we get to the actual quality.
Yeah.
Well, the actual sprint race. I'm going to say on this one as well, mate, talk about the championship potentially tonight in Chissy, maybe bringing it home with the wet weather. Who is more impressive for you when we're kind of like 75% through the season now? Ryan in 4th, Benchwarmer in 5th, Shadowgunners in 6th. I mean, you wouldn't be thinking those 3 would be 4th, 5th, and 6th in the overall standings before the season started, would you? So, I mean, it's been quite refreshing in terms of how the middle of the table has looked going into these final couple of races.
Yeah, definitely. I think Shadows has impressed me throughout. I think they got, like, it was a kind of showing of a different level he hit before Monaco, and then he put it second at Monaco, didn't he, and then got taken out after a better sort of start on turn 1, and that kind of put me in that other bracket here. I mean, this is not an easy grid for anybody today. You've got all the kind of big hitters we've seen across this season that have been up there on the podiums consistently. You know, you got Tilla, you got Kieran, Pikachu Josh is racing, and all Dom's racing. Shadows is going to be good round here. I'd suggest down to the way that this track flows, he seems to be good at sort of like high speed technical tracks more than anything. So, or just technical tracks in general, and this is one of, if not one of the top 3 technical tracks on the calendar.
Well, we're not far away from the sprint beginning. I was going to ask one more question before we finish up sprint qualifying it. The biggest concern tonight to Chissy, will it be VRL Kieran, or has Kieran kind of outed himself now as pretty much someone that is unlikely to finish races, and maybe now tonight the biggest threats to Chissy winning this one outright would be your Dom Parrys, your Godwins, and your Tillas? Who are you looking at if you were Chissy as his main threat?
Himself, honestly. I think if I'm him, I just want to get points now. I don't even think you need to worry about the podium. I think he'll get the podium naturally anyway, just down to his pace and his level of racecraft, providing everything goes alright. But I think like the only kind of way you mess this up or let them right back into it now is if you DNF probably 2 out of the remaining like 4 or 3 weekends, whatever we've got left. So yeah, I think it's just get it over the line. Don't do anything stupid. It's going to lead to you getting a big time penalty. Keep it consistent, and yeah, pretty much the recipe that he's shown throughout to get to this position. He's just got to follow on for like another 2 weeks, and it'll be his.
Look at that, by the way, Jamsey just there with a 109.2.
Absolute monster, yeah.
That was incredible.
It's a picture of time, yeah.
We also saw Shadows kind of cutting the grass. Go on, Dan, sorry.
So for what it's worth, Chissy can win it tonight. He needs to win the sprint and win the race. So if he does both of those, with Tilla scoring no points at all, he wins the championship.
Okay, well, unlikely then.
Yeah, it would take a lot, but if we see Tilla start to rack up the penalties, he gets a 10-second, crashes out, then
you never know.
Him.
You never know.
Yeah, but he mathematically is the only person now that can challenge Chissy for the Drivers' Championship, but it's very much kind of delaying the inevitable if it doesn't happen tonight.
Fair enough. Well, we're just in the car here with Tilla as we're being pushed back into the garage, but quali for the sprint has ended. So I've not been given anything in terms of a leaderboard for the quali of the sprint. So Just did a please wait screen. So I'm going to get something here, but
No, it's gonna do that thing to you. It's gonna like show you. It's gonna flash it to you right at the end, isn't
get in.
Yeah.
I love getting flashed.
it?
Kind of you
Don't
streaming
get
it all.
on it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Take the stats off your page then. Just remember to post your stream.
Yeah, well,
Well, now I'm in the multiplayer event screen. Get in there.
there you go. Yeah. Right. So I believe we just let this run one roll through because everybody should be sorted.
Yeah.
You know, and then there'll be a
Yeah.
slightly bigger pause for the main race.
I don't know
Wonderful.
if you saw we had a new race command graphic.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can type a command in the chat and it'll start the countdown in the chat so nobody's in the dark.
Okay.
Oh,
And then it will ping the entire grid. as
brave
soon
to
as, the
think
green light
anyone's
starts.
paying attention to that, but I mean, that's a nice feature.
Yeah.
Oh, God. What do you mean there's a timer?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It is absolutely massive.
Somebody was still ready up, Ollie. It's not going to stop
It
that.
could be
You
size
know what I mean?
740 font, Dan, eh?
Someone's going to see 5 green lights and just go, you know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Good
I'm
thing
not
the
gonna
lights
read
start
it.
out red.
I don't know. I fucking hope so.
Well, the sprint about to begin here. Sit tight, sit tight.
Yeah, so I presume that means it's push and rain for the main race, which is going to be grand.
Oh,
Me
well,
too.
here we go. Jesus Christ, the beeping sounds like I'm about to get fucking zapped up into the fucking stratosphere, but here we are then. So the sprint here to begin the evening before we go into, of course, our main race. Points are able to be gained here in the sprint. I mean, what is the strategy then for this sprint if it was you, Dan? I mean, would you just be going as fast as humanly possible? Would you be going on those mediums, or would you be going at... Oh, well, there's been... Oh, God, in the wall. Oh, sweet heavens. They took each other out there. That's Kieran. And Kieran already at the back here cutting the grass as... Well, he's come off absolutely terribly there. Can you get safety cars in sprints?
You do?
Yeah.
It's just this car, or this track rather, it's not very common you'll get them. I mean, if stuff
have
like
to have
that
a large
keeps happening,
battle.
then maybe, but
But-
yeah. There's a lot of yellow flags all over the gaff at the minute, but... big fight at the front, you know. Yeah,
keep an eye on
Tilla's just
jam
gotta...
junctions here.
Yeah. Tilla's just gotta remain patient here and not let jams in kind of do him a favour. Poke Chissy in so that he can get by as well.
Well, there you go. Chissy just takes it.
Oh,
and jams it.
yeah, that's Alright. That's a Dutchman round his home track for you. That is record retirement speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Kieran for you.
Yeah.
I will say he did the same with Qatar. He crashed in Qatar, got a penalty, retired, and then won the main race. So
Yeah.
if he can keep
This
his
is
head
true,
screwed
yeah.
on, it's possible.
All right. Well, said already seen one retirement. Of course, it won't make too much of a difference to Kieran when it comes to the main race. So with a sprint, it's just about kind of finishing as high as humanly possible. And as Scarata said, you know, the kind of goals tonight, the objectives tonight for Chissy at the top of the grid, clear, win this sprint, win this race. And if Tilla, for some reason, has an episode and crashes out or dies on the track for some reason, then he would win the championship. It's very unlikely to see Tilla finish outside of the top 10. That's just something that just never happens when he is here to race. But again, you've seen strange things happen. You've seen people...
It's a
Have-
challenge again. Somebody's round.
Well,
Looks
I think
like
it's Liam Y, I
Paul
think.
Liam, yeah.
Yeah, Liam
oh
Y is-
God. And
Oh,
we're ghosting
Jesus.
off now. This is the new thing. People have got to be extra careful.
Oh,
You know, that vote was passed that, you know, we were going to turn ghosting off. So you have to be really aware under yellow flags now.
I just saw Nettie almost get tail whipped by a Haas.
Yeah. Lord Christ.
Could have
Yeah,
been one of
it's,
the ultimate deaths. I mean, I'm all for more death on the track. I mean,
it's good job we didn't have ghosting off at that Baku incident thinking about it, because that would have been fucking funny.
the
Five
castle
cars
claims
dying
too many
and
lives.
fucking, yeah.
Madden is hard price, I reckon, by 6 points instead. Well, you do that, Alfie. You crack on. You get some, I don't know, points down you on a Wednesday night, mate. You do whatever you want to do. Rozzy Wow, by the way, 7th place. Rozzy Wow. I think he'll be hoping for a strong one tonight. I think again Jamsey showed his quality in the last race. I think these are two names, Rozzy Wow and Jamsey, you're going to see throughout the various seasons going forward that are always going to be up there competing. Definitely think that Chissy started this season with Vira Kieran as his main rival. That's going to change over the next couple of weeks and months, no doubt. T Stocky there deciding that is his sprint over. So 4 laps instead of 12, and he says, I'll see you out there for main qualification. I mean, realistically, does a sprint benefit? Who does a sprint benefit when it comes to the standings here, Matt? Does it benefit the middle of the pack and lower end drivers because they get to have a somewhat competitive practice of the track, or does it always benefit the top end guys because, you know, points are points and they're going to come away with extra?
Yeah, it depends how Dan's done the sprint, but in real life only the top 8 get points, so I would argue, you know,
Jamsey has just had an absolute nightmare. Wow.
Yeah, and now he's got to wait with the ghosting. He's now going to have to really wait until the track's clear and then move. So
that was absolute. I don't know what caused that, but that was really bad in terms of.
He's done well enough, to be fair, to not be too rash and put other drivers at risk. So fair fucks to him. Good lad. He's done it the proper way.
You would rather that happen now, I suppose.
As painful as it is, yeah,
the race.
definitely. Weird place to spin. I didn't see how it happened, but for his car to end up there.
I was on bubbling the entire way, so if you click that, you'll be able to see it. But it just felt like he, I don't know, like he slipped off the grid or something, or slipped off the track. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Alfie is asking you to check DMs, Batty.
Oh, good.
My commiserations to you, my condolences.
You sent me a fantasy football trade offer. Screenshot. Thanks, Alf. I'll get back to you later, mate.
Well, right, the minute chasing down Shadow's got another 2 drivers we were talking about before the sprint kicked off as being the most impressive, or 2 of the most impressive names in the season, with how kind of they've competed and with how they've, you know, outdone expectations. Right now, podium in the sprint tonight, Chissy, Tilla and Rye. They're only 6 laps down of this sprint. Again, a reminder, he's just coming in to join us today. A sprint, therefore, means we have roughly about another 8 to 10 minutes of this. Then we have an 18-minute practice for the actual quali for the actual track tonight, and then around about a 45 to 50-minute race. So a lot of action on the grid this evening. We don't have to worry about being left with anything to watch. We've got you covered. So right now, Chissy leading the way. Tilla, I don't think is anywhere near to Chissy either. Look, it's just completely open territory behind Chissy, as we can see there. Not a single soul bothering him. It's a nice casual Sunday drive here. There's Tilla around the corner. So again, that 3-second gap, definitely a nice gap to have. 100,000%. Well, I think for now, Dan, ask you. I mean, we've seen already a couple of crashes, couple of collisions. We've seen a spin out from Jamsey. Is this lining up to be maybe a bit of a destructive Netherlands drive tonight? What do you make of that? What do you make of the early kind of retirements and incidents? I've been aired.
He's died.
Same question to you then, Batty.
Yeah, it might be. I think you're going to have more retirements in a sprint race anyway, because like you got less opportunity to make the time up. You know, less chance for safety car. the track's very small, sort of, the lap time's very short, so kind of any damage to a car is amplified just down to the nature of that. But yeah, it is a bit of a chaotic one. I'm probably, if I had to guess, I think 12 people probably finish, so we probably lose a third of the grid. But yeah,
I would
it's
say 12.
it's just a,
Based on
yeah.
this though, you have 12 finish, because I feel like it, and keep in mind this right now in the sprint is with perfect weather. If you say that there's going to be potential monsoon weather, this could get really, really bad for these lot tonight.
It could. It definitely could. It could get worse, but it depends what kind of driver you are. Like if you like the intensity in monsoon weather and it makes you concentrate more, it can normally work in your favour. Because sometimes you get a bit complacent in perfect conditions. You're trying to absolutely fling the car about, whereas like when it's not. When it's intermediates and wets, there's just no way you can fling the car about. So it kind of makes you a bit more conservative in that respect. But yeah, you just gotta keep your head. And I think with the only being a 12 lap, I mean, as you say, it was only about a 15-minute race from start to finish anyway. Yeah, I think you'll see maybe at least 2, maybe 3 of those guys who normally wouldn't retire. Have only retired just down to the fact that they're just going to be outside the points. Like you've got to, if you're Neddy and you span out, you've then got to pit, make up that gap, and then overtake 6 cars in a track that's really difficult to overtake on. Yeah. So it's just almost an almost impossible task. There's almost like no point. Just save your sanity at that point, or go out and use it as practice for a heavier fuel load maybe. But a lot of these guys will have done enough laps, either in other leagues or just before this. You've seen the amount of guys that sort of spend about half an hour to 15 minutes in time trial or even Grand Prix mode, some of them before they start. So yeah, they would already put their time in. There's the only annoying thing about the game this year is it's really difficult to set up kind of wet conditions without setting it up yourself, and you don't just get the option to go, okay, wet time trial, and track's pissing when wet and away you go. But they took that out. Good old EA. But yeah, it's you see the news about what they're doing with this game next year?
No, go on, tell me.
It's basically so it's a DLC for the 2026 season, and then they're making a new game for the 2027.
Oh, like from the ground up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well, that's good. So does that mean people...
Just hope they don't do an FMA.
Well, that's an interesting one then. So what does that mean for people on Game Pass? Will they get the 25 version of the game on Game Pass and then need to buy the DLC to get 26? How does that...
Yeah. I presume like when you load up, you'll select F1 25 or 26 or something like that,
So,
but yeah,
well, I guess it depends. It depends what maybe the hardcore F1 players, I don't know, think or I mean, do you think F1 needs an entire new game built from the ground up, or no?
I would argue, yeah. I would.
It wouldn't hurt it, that's for sure.
Even when EA got hold of Codemasters, they still kept pretty much the exact same engine it's been running on. It's slightly different now. Last year's game, they basically tried to run their code on the old engine, which is why it was such a fucking shit show. So they've done a fair bit of rebuilding this year, but yeah, I think that is what's needed. I don't think with F1 you need to release it every year. I think a lot of the fan base would rather see like significant improvements and then just have a DLC add-on.
Well,
years.
It's kind of straying off the point of the sprint here as Chissy's about to take it, but I mean, that's why I thought like very rarely you could say that EA do things right with the sports game. It's why I like UFC. The fact that UFC releases every 2 to 3 years and it's just kind of constant content updates kind of makes sense. I don't think you need a sports game to release every single year. I don't think so. I think if you asked any FIFA fan, NBA fan, anybody, I think most would say You know, just keep the same game and just do content updates and just do a release every 2 years. Gives you time to kind of perfect everything, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, I think it's just too much strain on kind of workforces to get it out, and then, you know, if it's an absolute disaster on release, like a couple of these games have been the last 5 years, it's just
Sorry, I just
you're
fucking
just losing a shit ton of money, ain't you?
read
So,
the chat and not the exact wording. Kemure said, "Surely Tilla's a front runner for the happiest gamer tag of the day."
right, yeah.
Should have seen it last week, Kemure. It was arguably worse. What was it last week? I've forgotten, but it was really, really bad last week.
Fernando Talonso.
Yeah, Fernando Talonso was the name last week, Liam. So I don't know if you...
Sebastian Vettel.
That'll probably be next week. I imagine
that will be.
The two
Top
names.
Damon Till.
Oh,
Tilly Raikkonen.
let's get the opinion then. Jammin.
Good fuck.
Wait for the guy to sit down first.
Jammin. So last week we had Fernando Talonso from Tilla. He's coming today. New name, Gabriel Bortillaletto.
Ed.
He's speechless.
He's just taking it in. He's there.
It just sounds like he's got a speech impediment.
Yeah.
The irony
Yeah,
of
it
that
does.
one.
Ken, you're saying, oh Christ, and they're giving him a time penalty just for that.
And
Yeah,
from an
well,
expert's point of view,
we were considering it.
You
Samuel.
can fuck off, you bastard.
Well, we are at the end of.
One of
The
the cities
sprint.
died on the last corner.
Well, I mean,
No idea.
realistically, I don't think he was going to break in to any serious points. Maybe if it's the top
Nah.
8. Dan, can you confirm if it's the top 8 getting points in the sprint?
It's yes.
Oh yeah, so he would have been. It made no difference really anyway.
Yeah,
Though.
that's fine. Yeah.
But I mean, again, fair fucks to Rye H though. Second place here tonight in the sprint. Rosie Wow showing exactly what he can do. Tilla, is that surprising to you tonight, Dan? 4th place in the sprint for Tilla.
Yeah, he lost a few spots
Gabriel
Kinda-
Bortillaletto.
early on, or kind of midway through the race. So I think maybe he was just struggling with the way the tires fall off. So the tires around here just get absolutely shredded to pieces. So
Yeah.
I was going to ask you that as
Yeah.
well, Dan. I think when you were away doing something, or you just aired me viciously. The fact that we saw so many retirements or incidents / crashes on clean weather there, does it concern you going into the race that potentially we're going to be seeing monsoon weather? And if we do, does that mean we can maybe have a Baku situation where we see about maybe 8 or 9 retirements?
could do. I mean, I think if you get the results sprint, that would be great, and not just the results weekend.
Oh, Jesus, my fault.
Uh,
Well, I got the majority. I think if you pause it quick enough, you'll be able to see it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll be able to make that work. That's
My
fine.
bad. I completely didn't know the tabs were
No,
different.
you're good.
Moron.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think with the tire date, with how fast things fall off, it can kind of sneak up on some guys and really, really cause some problems. So we'll have to wait and see. I think
we
it
could
could be
see
interesting.
an absolute sprint out the pits here, because this does
It
not
looks
look
very
like it's
grey.
getting any brighter.
Oh, look at that!
So,
That is
yeah.
overcast and a half. That's not nice. That is
yeah.
miserable English weather in Holland. That is horrendous. Well, the rain could well be coming. It could well be coming.
Yeah.
Where, Johnny? The answer is Holland.
Is
Zandervoort.
that coming? Is that coming UK based? Or?
Great, thank you so much, Gavin. Always a pleasantry to have on the comms desk with us for the F1. Jamin, any comms on the race tonight?
They're going to go left and then right and maybe death.
There you go. That's race expert Mitchell there. Fantastic.
At any time.
Well, we have 18 minutes now of qualification. Of course, this is going to decide who is where on the grid. And like I said, it really depends what way you look at this. You had a competitive practice with the sprint. Now this is the real deal. Kieran going to be able to shake off what just happened in that sprint where he was effectively violently touched in the first couple of corners. And,
He's
Knew that
touching
was gonna
me!
get that reaction.
Yeah,
And-
that was.
Oh,
You were just lining that one up.
God.
and of course, he retired. It didn't really make too much of a difference to his night. You get more points for winning the race than you do the sprint. So Kieran now, as Dan said, had that incident before at Qatar in the sprint where he effectively kind of crashed out, retired, and then of course went on to win the race. So we're hoping that this history repeats itself here this evening. So with that, I mean, the question, have we ever seen in this season or previous seasons, Batty, someone win both the sprint and the race? I don't think we've seen someone win both in one night, have we?
No, because I only had one, right?
Yes.
No, I mean in previous. I mean, like in previous seasons. I mean, we
Oh,
had
fucking hell.
I don't think we ever had. I can't remember.
Yeah, if we have, it's not. It's like once, if that. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember at all, because it wasn't till long ago that you could actually do, like, sprint race weekends on tracks that didn't have sprint races at them. So, yeah, it'd have been very few tracks on previous games that you could have had it. And in typical EA fashion, the sprint race qualifying weekends used to fucking break all the time, so nobody ever used to run them. So, but yeah, it's yeah, Chissy could be on to do that as well, to add to the other many things he's gonna be breaking or setting this season going forward.
Getting the important questions here from Zach. Dan, how did Tigers do in GP2? Heard he was slipping all over the track as if Rye had been drooling on it. Rye had a very good
Yes,
race.
he's 35 seconds behind the rest of the field.
Not great from Tigers. He's a
No.
wounded animal in the field tonight, Zach. But
Yeah.
That guy sucks.
all right. Thanks, here. Guinea, Race Master Guinea. Any comms on this race tonight, Guinea?
Master race, did you say?
Oh,
Great.
no.
Fantastic.
I don't like the sprint. That's all you
Any?
get.
Okay, that's great.
I'm not
You know what?
incriminating myself, but
That's fair. That's absolutely fair. Zach said, "Oh God, he's not doing my family proud." Seemingly not, Zach. Seemingly not. Well, I mean, the longer that the rain doesn't come here, Batty, the more likely it is that we're going to see it hit early days in the race. If you're a driver, would you rather it start to rain ASAP and then you got the likelihood that it dries up during the race, or do you want it to kind of hold off for as long as possible?
Sorry, I just got added there by Rye. Apparently pit assist on it, bloody shouldn't be.
Oh,
So, I wonder if it's reset that setting. There's normally one that I miss that normally doesn't make a difference. But,
sake, buddy.
nah. I blame the bloody game for not being able to save and fucking load defaults properly.
the fucking game by
looking in the
No, it's all my fault really. Sorry, repeat your question.
as
I'll get back to Ryan in a minute.
with this as a driver, if you're on the grid tonight racing, with this overcast weather, are you wanting it to rain as soon as possible, so then it's likely that the rain dries up during the race, or do you want it to hold off as long as possible, so then maybe it rains halfway through the race until the end, as Kieran there has just smashed into the wall again?
Yeah, I don't know how he's not turning his wheel off there. Yeah, I think you just want it to be a point that your tyres can operate at. There's nothing worse than kind of being between two compounds. So I think providing, if it's, as long as it's wet enough for the full wet, so sort of, dry enough that the intermediates aren't just gonna, not be able to stay in temperature because the track's too wet, that sort of thing. Or overheat and not carry the water and just spray right through their life quicker than they normally would. It's another thing that can happen. So yeah, you're just kind of begging for the gods to be kind to you with the track temp and water level. But yeah, I'd argue on this game, I think Inters is definitely the easier sort of conditions to drive in. You can get away with Inters on pretty much anything up to like near enough a dry track, whereas like previous years you would kind of lose time before like the track would turn over, so the kind of like going in point would be a lot smaller, or like the optimal kind of window would be a lot smaller in previous titles. But yeah, he's got to respond and keep it clean. Really, I think you can deal with it as long as everybody else is dealing with it. But yeah, just try and keep the temperatures. Don't slide too much. That's the main thing around here. Sliding, yes, does create temperature, but if you do it too much, you can, flat spot or heat up your tyres to the point where it's near enough impossible to cool them down because the internal temperature is too high rather than the surface. So yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. I mean, it's hard to tell until we kind of see how the lads feel after the first couple of laps. But yeah, there's a lot of variables, especially at Zandvoort, because this is one of the tracks where it absolutely heaves it down. This and probably China, I'd say, have like the two worst kind of wet conditions. This track does have some, grip to it though. China is just terrible because there's no grip on the track to begin with, and then you add fucking rain and it's disastrous. Right.
We're about halfway through quality. Thank you, Lloyd, as well for the follow. I know you got the wrong guy. I don't know what the... I've always wanted to play Ark Raiders. I've heard good things about Ark Raiders, but never got around to it. But yeah, I couldn't help you with that. Well, for now, Kieran's still leading the way of quality at 109.2, and then Dom Parry at 109.5. You don't often see too many people faster than Dom Parry. You've seen it here from Kieran tonight, but again, what Kieran has in his speed in qualifying, he does not have in his consistency in his ability to complete races. Of course, you've got Rye down here in 11th, so far with a 110.7. I mean, what is a kind of average time in Holland? Now, we haven't really talked about that. Like, is a 109.2 like crazy good, or like is that kind of run of the mill? Like, what is that?
Yeah, I could see Kieran and Chissy maybe dipping their toes in the high 8s, but 109.2 is pretty good. And what's interesting about the sprint weekend too is that this is second time around for qualifying, so they're going to be all warmed up and ready to go. So this isn't going to just be a safe lap. You're going to have a lot of quick laps flying in. I did, if you want to give your browser a refresh, I did go ahead and update the standings based on the sprint points, so you can see the gap is not closed, it's extended, but now Chissy's mathematically unable to win the title tonight. So
let's take a look here.
Tilla finishing where he did.
Okay, so right now then we've got... Oh, Jesus God, my fucking stuff's going up and down like a crack whore. Okay, there we go. We've got Chissy at 170. And...
Come again?
Chissy at 170, Tilla at 116. So therefore a points differential of 54. And how many available points are left for Chissy to collect here, Dan?
Well, what, with 4 races to go, so what?
104.
Yeah, there's 104 to go.
Unless there's a sprint in there.
There's the sprint, the final race of the season.
So just add 9. So 113.
That's 112.
No, well, fastest lap for the sprint, no?
No fastest lap for the sprint, fastest lap for the race.
Okay.
So...
Oh, so I did 104, that was
well,
the race.
Yeah. So
and then,
yeah.
Well,
so 112
tonight.
The odds are still very much in Chissy's favour, but tonight, if the dream was to win in Holland in the rain and win the title from that, that's been dashed. You'll have to wait until next week in Canada to potentially maybe go all the way and take home the crown. And if not, you've got Belgium, you've got the USA, all very tricky tracks, I think, historically. But again, I have to keep saying it. Rye H into third position after Kieran, failed effectively on the sprint. So, I mean, if Rye finished third place this season, Dan, is that one of the more impressive finishes that we've seen over the past 2 seasons? To come up and to get a top 3 finish would be something, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think he'll be happy with that. He had the one race last season where he'd already wrapped up the GP2 title. He said, "Hey, give me a shot in GP1." So he did the one race there and finished in the points. So I think it's only him building off of that, and he's shown himself. I think everybody else that he can, kind of fight with the big boys up top.
I definitely can. I think as well, the thing with Rye is that he's one of those guys that I think one season he's going to take to kind of really acclimatize, and I think next season he's going to be even
One time for the
stronger now that
Gringos.
he knows what he's racing against. And of course, you take into account the fact that the way that the track list has been. Like, for some people, they looked at the track list last season and went, "Wow, there's so many tracks in here that I suck at." And then again, some people this season have been very much happy with the order. Some people have been very much more annoyed at the order. It really does depend on that kind of randomizer wheel as to where we race in a season, as to how good or bad you do. So maybe you could say the track list has benefited Ryan based on his experience of them. But again, I don't think you can take anything away from him. I think he's been very, very good. I think, if anything, it's putting more pressure on people like Kieran to either kind of mature on the grid and finish races, or if Kieran... Because Kieran has, in previous seasons, been able to get away with doing races, crashing out, retiring, and then still finishing comfortably second or third. I think with Rye, I think with Jamsey, I think with Rozzy Wow, I think with Tilla, and again, you look at Bench Warmer as well, another one that's kind of really improved this season. I think the quality of kind of the second, third, fourth positions are increasing so much that Kieran will have to kind of find a way to kind of bite his tongue and complete races when they don't go his way. And if he does it next season, he could be talking, rather than second or third, maybe about fifth, sixth, seventh finish in the overall standings. So, yeah.
This is going to be a very interesting race in GP1. I don't think anybody knows what the weather's going to do. You've got people in their team chats being like, what do I do? Everybody's like, I don't know. The rest of the grid's like, is it going to rain? Is it not? Oh, God. This could be fun.
Well, we don't have too much longer to wait. 4.5
I know,
minutes.
Tilla. I've clocked it, mate. Don't worry.
What's this? What's happening? Who are we yelling at?
He's left for session.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, is
He wants feedback.
is this a PC bug again, or?
Nah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a hardware thing.
Oh, okay.
Well, sometimes you just lose force feedback for no apparent reason.
Well, we wait to see, get Tilla back in, of course, but I think realistically, this track with this weather, I think the worst thing you can have happen to you is disconnect and then you finish middle of the grid. I don't think you want to be in the middle of this grid whatsoever. I would rather be right at the very front like Kieran is, or be right at the very back. I don't want to be anywhere near the middle of that pack. No way. You're asking for trouble if that's where you end up, but yeah. Well, listen, Don Parry just taking the lead now, 109.226. So ever so slightly faster
Is he
than
anything
Kieran.
to do with the champagne?
I don't get it.
Dom Parignon.
I hate you so much, by the way. But a 108.9 from VRL Kieran there. So Kieran clapping back almost instantaneously gets into the 108s. This is the thing that's, again, we say it every week, Dan, but it is so frustrating about Kieran. Such a fast driver, but just no mental strength there.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of people in the F1 community that are just full-time trial merchants, and let's just say they're rather easy to spot.
Well, we are approaching on a couple of minutes. I think definitely as well, Rozzy Wow in 12th, one to keep your eye on. Craig as well. I haven't talked enough about Craig today. Said I had a little bit more of a tougher introduction to this kind of top tier of GP1, but I've got high hopes for him as well. Didn't have the nicest couple of races the last time round. I think tonight you'll have to try and navigate his way through not only a stacked grid, but also the difficult weather conditions. Is there anyone that you look at here tonight, Dan, on the grid right now that, how would I word this, is a concern in regards to wet weather? Like drivers that you look at and you go, no matter the track, no matter the grid, he's always going to struggle if the weather conditions aren't perfect. Is there anyone like that for you tonight on the grid?
It's hard to say. We haven't really had too much
I was
wet
gonna-
weather
we
this
haven't.
season
I mean,
at
2
all.
races.
So
I think this will be the second race,
That's
right?
global warming for you.
maybe.
I hate fucking this guy. You are horrendous. Just mute your mic and laugh to yourself. Just go mute,
Yeah.
mute yourself. There you go. Good lad. Well, listen. The retirements from the quali here, as these two happy with their times. Kieran happy with a 108.9. Dom happy with a 109.2. I mean, that just shows you the difference of maybe quality, Dan, of 0.3 of a second difference between second and third, and then you've got 0.3 of a second between first and second. But for Kieran to effectively be nearly a whole second, 0.6 of a second faster than Rye, Rye's in third, says a lot.
Yeah. Interesting as well that Chissy's leaving it to the very last moment to do his lap.
We'll go over to him and have a look and see. He does that often, but
Yeah.
see if he made a good decision. I mean, to go out and try and beat a 108.9 in Netherlands at the last kind of second is going to be quite something. So if he can do that, it would be brilliant. It would be. Ah, my microphone.
I don't know if you've seen Tilla in the chat.
Well, what's Tilla saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's your call. Like, we haven't done it for us before.
Yeah. You make the call your lobby host. So you already had to reset one lobby tonight. So.
But if you had to reset yours.
Yep.
Right.
What's going on? Explain it to the absolute moron in the back here.
Basically, Tilla's asking for a lobby reset. Because apparently his game's fucked or something.
I see. Are you able to put the grid in the correct order?
I can, yeah.
Yeah, when everybody gets back in the lobby, you can place
I'm just
people.
gonna have to, as a consequence, I'm gonna make my own weather. And not tell anybody.
Oh, right. There. I mean, that's the thing as well, because if you remit the lobby, you would get randomized weather again. So
Yeah, but fortunately you can actually do it yourself, which
That's
is
good then.
yeah.
So what we're hearing is Batistuta is Mother Nature.
Yeah. Apparently his AI is gonna fuck people up.
Well, yeah,
Or
especially without
something,
ghosting
so
them.
yeah.
We were kind of able to get away with it before.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mother Stuta.
Well, you want to get anything here about like the leaderboard or
Yeah,
anything?
if you
for you?
can get just as soon as that, actually if you do it now, because Hippo can't change, if you just get like a screenshot of the board on the left hand side of all the times.
Okay. Oh.
If you just get that, and then I can try and fucking do it as well. If I get my stream
so
quick
long as
enough.
you just get the thing, you might want to let everybody know what's happening, Connor.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just fucking do this quickly before I miss it. Yeah, I suppose we can, because the ghost and shout, right?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Kind of a consequence of turning that off.
Yeah. Okay.
Da, 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 da. Oh, well, it's absolutely pissing it down as well. So I just wait for the invite. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Oh, well.
Oh,
Said he's back in.
okay.
What?
That's
Oh,
fine.
Okay,
oh,
he's in.
but have
Right.
people left though? That's the only real thing.
Don't think so. Don't think I've
I
seen
didn't
anybody
see
left.
any.
Jesus Christ, Tilla. You and your fucking
Yeah.
shit gamer tags, mate, honestly.
Right, what is it done? / restart. Then what?
Gotcha.
2 minutes?
Yeah, you can set it to 1 or 2. And it looks nice and pretty.
No, you fucking dickhead.
Oh.
I got it.
Fucking. It's because somebody typed and then it jumped down from GP1 to GP2.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, I can do it again.
Okay. I was just gonna set it for you.
That's alright.
You may
I'll
you
do
may
it,
need it
yeah.
now since they've been sent for a second.
Yeah. Restart. GP1. Timer. 1 minute.
Well,
What
nearly
way is it?
there after the kerfuffle of people playing on PC because they're massive goths. Shout out to Tilla.
My $3 put to great work.
Get in there. Apparently from Certi, it's coming through that the entire race is going to be wet. Not just part of it, the entire race. So, people are getting the knowledge through. Thank you to Mob as well for the follow. Anyone missed that? Appreciate you.
People are big fans of the lights going out.
Get in.
Yeah.
Makes my $3 feel like 2. Just wait
Never know,
until the timer.
If
Just
you,
wait
if
till
you
the
start
timer
like a
ends.
crowdfunder, Dan, you might be able to get your money back.
Nah, nah, nah.
Throw
20p a
pennies.
person.
Yeah, throw pennies at Dan, man. Brilliant.
One time for the gringos.
Well, I mean, it must be working because the fact that no one's readied up here is absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
They are, in the words of Bruno Mars, blinded by the light.
They must be.
Now, my question
Oh,
for
here we
you,
go.
Batter, is what's more exciting in the past 24 hours? You know, waiting for this race to start, or seeing Kenny McLean have the ball and hearing the commentators like shoot at him. Shoot! Chip him!
Hey, start him!
So good.
All right, we're here. We're off and away in the absolute pissing rain of Holland. Here we go. Lights out. We're off and away.
Oh, we've got mediums and softs. Softs, that would
no.
be fucking mediums and softs. We've got inters and wets going on here.
Yeah.
So, this would be fucking chaos.
Who is? I mean, why would they come out on Inters, Batty? Give me the. To see that level of rain and say, yeah, Inters will do. Surely that's a mind-boggling decision, no?
Again, it's just all like track dependent. Like, is the Zandvoort track gonna clear quick enough that there'll be some sort of dry line, or is it just too wet? You know, like you really don't know until about 5 laps in, and we'll start to see the like one compound just break away from the other.
A couple of light taps and bumps here, but nothing really too serious
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah, it looks pretty pretty tame approach from everybody at the minute.
Is
But
that,
again,
is,
this
is that what
the
it is?
thing.
Is it the rain
Yeah.
makes people race a lot more cautiously?
Yeah, 100%. Especially early on. And when someone gets a bit of confidence, that's at the wrong time. That's normally when shit tends to go sour. But yeah, first couple of laps, you're just kind of making moves that are like 98% moves, and then as the race kind of goes on, you'll put a wee bit more risk into the moves that you start to make. Well, that's how you should go about it anyway. Just trying to see where you're quicker than everybody else currently. A lot of people, strategies are going to be completely different. Like some people might have just gone all downforce, and then you have other people that know that they're good in the wet, so they're going to try and put a little bit more straight line speed into the car.
Oh.
Yeah, you got to.
Bench warmer is having a little bit of a tricky time. I tell you what, Liam Y was skidding there a little bit as well from what I kind of looked at, but I mean, so
It
far
looks like wet. Looks like wet's at the tire to be on because Kieran's pulled almost a second on Dom on the inters. It's gone to a second now. So I think the wet tires are probably a little more have a little more pace in them. The issue is that if this lightens up at all of those intermediate runners are going to come alive.
Yeah.
How many laps do you reckon you can get out of the wets then?
Got a whole race.
Oh God,
Yeah.
look at that! The second and third place, Don Parry and Jamsey have really not had a good time there. That's allowed Jammy Dodger to get right into the action here in fourth. And that's allowed Kieran to pull away.
Yeah, Dom is
even more.
really struggling here.
If you are Dom and Jamsey,
Yes, Jammy Dodger, as a consequence of putting the right tyre on, is now looking at being in fucking second place if he plays his cards right. So that kind of group of wet lads behind second and third, you'd expect they just get such better traction out of the corners.
I'll ask this question, and if you, both you, Batty and Dan, if you're Jamsey and Don Parry, what is the strategy here? Is it to just kind of admit defeat and pit ASAP and go on to wets, or stay in the intermediates and pray for a safety car?
You gotta rag,
man.
yeah, you gotta play the long game and rag the tires because the reason the wets are gonna be better is they've got more surface area, but they also don't have to be as warm. The intermediates have to be warmer in order to work better. So actually, a track like this.
Well, we'll probably see him retire then. There you go, down he goes as he waits for re-entry. Kieran spinning and not able to keep his grip here in this wet weather. And we've seen as well, just there in front of him, is Tilla and I think it was T Stocky there completely into the wall. So Tilla struggling on those intermediates as well. I mean, you're seeing it all happen here. And again, I think if you're Don Parry and Jamsey right now, you'd be hearing that commentary and going, come on, safety car, time to come out and give us some sort of some life here. But I don't know how that's going to impact Tilla. I don't know how that's going to impact Kieran. You would think if we're going by, you know, historical patterns, you'll see Kieran go into the pits and you'll see him retire. But only time will tell on that one. We'll click onto him and see what... Yep, there he goes into the pits. And I think we're about to see another Kieran retirement. Crashes going into the pits. And here's the confirmation. Vero Kieran retired. There you go. Another race that Kieran has one incident on and fails to finish. If you're not going to win, you may as well retire. That's Kieran's motto. And
You're not first, you're last.
That there is now taking off a big piece on the board. At some point, we're going to need to... And again, it's kind of harsh, but at some point, we as people watching this are going to probably have to stop referring to Kieran as a title challenger. Callum as well, hello, welcome, thank you for the follow. You have to stop referring to Kieran as a title challenger, as a title contender, because, again, if it was every now and then Kieran was spinning out, retiring after 2 or 3 laps, you could kind of say, okay, it's just a bad day at the office. But Kieran now, it feels like it's every other week. It's either every week or every other week. I don't think you can refer to Kieran as a title contender anymore. Not this season or next season. Not until he shows a consistent pattern of being able to finish. So, yeah, I think...
What his girlfriend wants as well.
Thank you. I think you just have to kind of accept that if you're Kieran. You have to accept that you're a middle-of-the-pack driver right now because of your inability to kind of get through races. Great quali driver, but I don't want to say terrible because I'm not a great... I don't play this, but I mean a real run-of-the-mill racer when it comes to the business end of the actual main event of the evening. What it does mean, though, Batty, is look at that. Same 2 we always talk about. Shadows Gunner and Rye, 3rd and 5th. And Jammy Dodger, as like you alluded to, in the Kick Saubertite in 4th position. How good would this be for Jammy Dodger, confidence-wise, but also towards going into next season, the belief that he has in himself to go and get maybe a top 4 or top 5 finish here today?
Yeah, that'd be class. I mean, we're both the Kick Saubers to be up there is great for them. I mean, Rye's obviously been up here before, but yeah, Jammy is definitely holding his own. I mean, he's losing a little bit of time to Shadow, but that's no bad fate. Like Shadow's been one of the most informed drivers on the grid, so you know, as long as he kind of keeps it clean, anything can happen. You know, I've seen crazy race winners in a wet race. Either it be a late safety car or a genius strategy decision just at the right time. You know, this is the great equalizer. So you just gotta be more patient than the guy in front of you.
Well, the intermediates right now for Jamsey and Dom Parry still work. Hey, that's the other question I wanted to ask. I was meant to ask this earlier on. Talked about the wets and how they go the entire race. The intermediates, are they the same? Can they stay on intermediates for the whole 36 laps, or is that going to just be impossible?
Providing like operating temperature stays friendly, yes. I mean, the game will tell you that you'll get to about 28 laps, I doubt the 36, and you'd really start to feel it, maybe even 24, but again, it just kind of depends how much rain there is, what operating temperature you're kind of running at, and just how well you look after them. If you stop sliding, you can absolutely take them to the end. But as Dan said, conditions like these, you need to fucking slide, so it's a catch-22.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta keep temperature in the tire. You do that by absolutely throwing it into the corner, but when you throw it into the corner, you're gonna take more of that tire out. So you're kind of riding that fine line of, do I work the tires to get the temperature, or do I save the tires to keep them in one piece?
Well, for now, we sit back and we wait and see. I think the concern again is maybe the same bracket you can put maybe Rosywau in. Rosywau, another one that always does so good in the quali and even the sprint just then, but 17th here at the minute after 7 laps. Is that a concern for you, Batty, or is still plenty of time to get back into this one?
I think he was the driver that maybe got caught up with Tilla. So.
Was a bit of bumping and grinding between Surtees and Dodger there. That was a little bit naughty, but come out relatively unscathed.
I think I need to
rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure he was the one that tangled up with Tilla, because there was like two cars off when we were watching Kieran come back onto the track. So yeah, depending on how bad that was, you know, maybe you're just looking forward to recover. But having no pressure in a race like this can sometimes actually work in your favour. You just get into a rhythm, and then everybody else is trying not to hit people around them, so they're in nowhere near as much of a groove as you are. But the worst thing you can do is try and overdrive right now. Like, you're not going to make that 6.5 seconds up in 6 laps. You're just going to make it up by being consistent and things kind of going your way. So you just got to push it a little bit more each lap.
I tell you what, I tell you, by the way, Jammy oh god, there's Jammy Dodger that spun a little bit to the left there, but these two are aggressive in the rain, overly aggressive, maybe you could say, Dan.
Yeah, a little bit. I think we'll definitely be getting the chance to use our new stewarding ticket system in this race, that's for sure.
Well, you got a steward. You got a steward. You got a fucking whole ticket system. I love that.
Yeah. So now, whenever you fuck with me, you can make a ticket.
Well, there you go. Then.
Actually, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna open a ticket. Hold on.
Please don't. I'm already told. I'm dealing with one now.
But no, I think
opening a ticket for you to open a ticket for him. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. There we go. No, I think
Ticketception.
I think the intermediate tire is starting to come alive here. You see that dry line that's really starting to, really form on the track. I know it's still monsooning, but those intermediates, as long as those guys, right, as long as they stick to that line, they'll be able to keep the temperature in the tire and have a lot more grip. And you can see that what was once a half-second gap between Shadows and those on the intermediates has already gone up to 3 seconds.
Yeah. That's the concern right now. I mean, listen, I love this though from Jamsey. So we talk about Jamsey, Rosywau having a couple of races in the league now already, and a couple of times they've both been rather unfortunate. We talk about morale boosts and belief and whatnot at the likes of Shadows Gunner and the likes of Jammy Dodger and Rye. I mean, if Jamsey today can win,
may go for a move here.
If Jamsey today can win a race stand that has Dom Parry Godwin, Chissy on the grid. I mean, how much of a statement is that?
Yeah, he's going to be happy with himself. Obviously, coming in middle of the season, he probably knew that no championship aspirations, but he's going to look ahead to next season and definitely be staring at that trophy and saying, I'm going to come and get that one.
It's an absolute clusterfuck here. From like 6th down to fucking 11.
Yeah. Well, Jamie's just the absolute cork in the bottle because he's the lead guy on the wets, and everybody else on the intermediate just can't get past him. No DRS, no nothing. There's just no grip out there. There's just no way past him.
Yeah. Oh, there goes Rye going wide, so yeah.
You can see him dropping down the table there.
Yeah.
But ironically, it seems like the people in the wets have had a little bit more trouble. I mean, we've seen more people switch on.
Yeah, they had. Yeah, that's what I was kind of alluding to at the start. Is that you don't really know until sort of like this kind of big black patch in the middle of the track appears. Like how solid does it look? How, you know, does it look kind of sprinkly every time the cars come round? And if that's the case, then I think the wets would still have the advantage. But I mean, you saw, you know, the wet guys had that advantage right at the start, but it soon dwindled away once that line kind of appeared, and I think that's just down to the inters being able to get to the kind of operating temperature, and you're clearing enough of the track. It's a track with quite a lot of undulation and camber, so there's going to be a lot of natural, you know, flow off the track, and yes, they are that in depth for the physics. So yeah, they're nuts. Oh, they used to be.
By the way, be the next person joining the pits and take out some fresh intermediates. So only people left out on wets. Jammy Dodger with 9 lap-old wets and 7 lap-old wets for Rossi Wet. Does the rain look like it's coming down? I mean, they said that the rain should be race.
Yeah, not in the slightest. It's still, it looks a little bit lighter, but the rainfall is still just as heavy. So I certainly wouldn't say that it's you know, we're going to be getting on the slicks anytime soon.
Jammy Dodger is basically being pushed around the corners now.
Yeah, but I mean, he's got no reason to pit unless he starts really losing all these places. And as soon as he does, he can just head on to the intermediates and head to the end. So
yeah,
decent team strat here, I think, from the Sabres, because if he can hold everybody up long enough for Rye to catch back up, then you know, it works out.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, 11 laps and out of 36, about a third of the way through right now. Said a lot of players, or a lot of drivers, excuse me, on 10 lap-old intermediates. I mean, you would think that they're going to follow each other in and people are going to see a pattern. Are you amazed so far, Dan and Batty, that there's not a single safety car whatsoever, not even virtual?
Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been a virtual. Well, I would probably have been surprised by now if I had been a safety car. In fact, the way that the cars are kind of spaced out, I think it would take a major incident probably in this group here for there to be one, but yeah, especially with like a couple of cars off the track, especially when Kieran was off the track too, that's normally enough to bring out a virtual, but the game must have thought otherwise.
Well, I guess there's still time, obviously, there's still time for that safety car issue to happen.
Yeah.
For now, you know, it's just about who can keep consistent. The only inconsistent driver on the grid crashing out. I think even as well, for someone like... What did you just see there? Was it Jammy Dodger? Oh, Jesus Christ. Never mind, he's in the pits. Never mind, I thought he crashed out there for a minute.
He should have. It was a little bit of abuse of my fuck up, but well,
Well, right now you can see Craig there coming back out, and there's T Stocky just moseying down the grid. Jammy Dodger, they're going on to some fresh intermediates as well. Great start to the race from Jammy Dodger, but not been able to kind of maintain that so far, though. 11 lap hold intermediates for everyone from first down to 9th. You've got Shadows kind of there in 10th for 3 lap hold intermediates. is there anyone in this grid right now you're looking at, Batty, that's going to be quite disappointed at their opening third of the race? 12 laps in, 24 laps to go. Who is looking at this grid right now and saying to themselves, Christ, I've had a nightmare start?
No. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit early on. Like, you're Rossi, you feel a bit shit. You know, he had a semi-decent start, but it's still a long way to go. I think he's got enough resilience that he'll just be able to crack through it. Other than that, like,
Maybe
I think
Tilla?
Tilla would probably like to be a bit closer to Chissy, but again, he was tangled up with Rossi, so pretty good recovery on his end, really, to go from, you know, second last up to sixth, and when he looked like he lost quite a significant amount of time. Shadow Gunner maybe too, but again, started on a long compound. You could probably look at that and say could be worse off.
Okay, by the way, some of the snapping of the steering from Don Parry there is a bit concerning.
Yeah.
That curb in particular, even in dry conditions, is one that will just absolutely fling people into the wall. So the fact that he's even on that curb at all is brave.
Well, 13 laps in now. Don Parry, Godwin, and Jamsey. I mean, listen as well. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. It's Surtees in fourth. What the bloody nosebleed's going on there?
Yeah, he was a bit of a magician in the rain.
Man knows how to swim.
And I also feel like he's just, he's one of those drivers that if he does keep his head, he normally has a good result, but he's got a bit of a short fuse, and he is unlucky, to be fair to him too. Like, I've seen some very unfortunate things happen to Surtees in my time, so yeah, as long as he keeps it cool, he should be fine. He's got a nice little buffer to Tilla now, so I think he's under any immediate pressure from behind for quite a while at least, so he should be able to just kind of chill out and follow the car ahead, who's his good mate, Chissy. So I mean, these three are all right next to each other. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, Godwin, Parry, Chissy and Surtees are all in the same party, because they all know each other fairly well, so they're probably all just chilling at the minute.
Well, I think maybe that shit talk may be a factor of who can finish higher than who.
Yeah, Dom will certainly be. Dom and Chissy have always had pretty good battles in the rain, so he'll definitely be trying to make his life difficult. Absolutely.
Well, for now, I think
Jamsey just looks pretty much cruise control at the minute.
We've got to be talking about, though, halfway through nearly of this race. 18 laps will be halfway through. When do you expect the majority, the bulk of these 13, 14 lap intermediates to go in then? I mean, it's got to be soon, right?
Yeah, I think the guys that started, depending on, you know, how pushing the tyres on, like, at the start is going to do a lot more damage and do it, like, pushing now, so it just kind of depends how much of a percentage they lost early on. It is normally quite easy to tell when the inters drop off. That bit in the middle of the tyre will just look bold, like completely bold, and that's normally when it's time to go in. But yeah, depends. I think there's probably a couple in this kind of front seven that might be able to go to the end. I mean, I know it might be Tilla's only way of winning this race is to go to the end. So yeah, if he's gotta try and beat Chissy, and I think you just do the opposite. You know, Chissy goes in and you stay out if you're Tilla, or you get to like maybe lap 24 and you think, you know what, screw it. Maybe I can make a lot more time up if I just put fresh inters on now that, you know, we got a consistent kind of state of the track, and I know where I can push as a dry line. Yeah, still think you got about 6 more laps of kind of judging, and then we'll normally what happens is one person will make a decision, and then the rest of the field will follow. Like if Jamsey goes in, I don't think it makes a difference. But say like Godwin goes in, say Dom, maybe Sutty and Liam or something like that follow suit, just to kind of not lose out on that much time.
But
yeah, this is what I love about the rain. It's always so much more on you than the car.
Only just clocked onto that. Rosywell retiring. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah.
Both the McLarens there then tonight out. Another disappointing night for Rosywell, Dan.
Yeah, it's just another one again where it started off well, and I almost think if he's just putting too much pressure on himself, because he gets promoted mid-season. It hasn't really shown pace that I think he would be expecting of himself.
I think
that he had in GP2.
The way that he's go on.
Yeah, no, I think he's just looking at the pace of the grid now after wiping the floor with GP2, and he's like, how in the hell am I supposed to compete with this?
I was going to say, there's definitely been moments in the last couple of races. He's a moments driver. That makes sense. That makes more sense with football, but like there's laps, there's sectors, there's practices, there's qualies, there's moments where he looks really like he could be like a top 5 driver, but it's just that kind of it's that whole analogy, like you can be great in a sprint, but it can be difficult to be a runner in a marathon. It's one of those. So I don't know, I think if he figures it out and if he gets himself comfortable in this grid, he's going to be a problem. But said another one tonight where we'll be looking at himself and saying, like you just said, how do I compete with some of these guys? And that's where you probably need to maybe take the advice of someone like a Neddy, or take the advice of someone like a Rye or a Craig that have made that move up as well and are still also learning and improving. I think that's the thing. It's just such a steady process. You have to come in from GP2 to GP1 and accept that there's going to be some difficult races and difficult weeks, and just try and find a way to kind of float and not sink. Chissy here, meanwhile, hitting 17 lap on intermediates, and he's gone on to fresh intermediates here. So that should be enough, Batty, for the remainder of the race. I think he's saying to us there, 17 laps on one set, 18 laps on another, or 19 laps on another. That should be enough for him.
Yeah.
And that's probably going to trigger an absolute flood to the pit lane as well.
Yeah.
I think you're right. We'll keep an eye on that at the front of the grid. But we will wait and we will see.
Yeah, apparently your lobby tonight is really messed up from the settings.
Yeah, I saw a thing about the safety car. It's on reduced instead of standard.
Yeah.
No idea why either.
I mean, to be fair, have we had anything that would need a safety car? I don't think we have, and there's not been anything that I've seen.
Not really, no. Like, I think even on, like, standard, that kind of incident, the yellow flag at the start, or, like, with the 2 cars off track, maybe that brings out a VSC, but I've seen it not given. I think it's inconsistent as shit anyway. So, it's just kind of depends what mood the game's in, whether you get a safety car or not half the time. So, I've been driving a lot and been like, right, well, that's a bloody safety car. Then planning a bit my pit strategy, and then you're waiting for it, and then, you get the green light back to racing speed, and you're like, what the fuck's going on there then? Is the car upside down in the middle of the track? But no, carry on. Yeah, you're right. That's triggered the Tilla to go in at least, and Liam now follows suit. But yeah, I mean, if you're one of these cars in front of Chissy, then maybe the only way you win this race is by trying to stay out the full time.
Absolutely. Well, I think, like you said, we've started to see more and more people make that decision about their fresh intermediates. Tilla on 0 lap intermediates.
Really wide. He's pushing too hard.
Lost a load of time. We'll keep a look. Keep my eyes peeled. But yeah, so Tilla on fresh intermediates, Liam on fresh intermediates, Dirty Hippo, Marcel Neymar on 1 lap old, and Craig there with another. That's what I was going to say as well tonight. Not a lot of warnings. Is there anything with the warning or the penalty slider or anything, or is
No,
is that...
no, that's all normal. Yeah.
I guess it's
I
because, like
went
you said
through and
earlier.
checked as soon as I saw there's a few that have changed and there's a few that are like what they normally are. So
I guess it goes back to what you said earlier on, though, where because it's raining,
Yeah.
people are a lot more cautious and they're just being a lot more kind of
Yeah.
sensible with the track limits and
Yeah.
stuff. So I can kind of get that. So
The other thing
There
too
you
is
go.
there's no runoff at this track. You go off the track, you're in the gravel somewhere, so people are a lot
Yeah.
more cognizant of that.
yeah,
Well-
I think there's probably 2 corners on the whole track where you can get a warning, and they're both like in kind of
Yeah.
sector 2. Yeah, well, like, you either cut too much of the corner or you run wide on the
outside,
same
yeah.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally the only one. Maybe
And if-
the little chicane at the end of the DRS on the back straight.
Nah.
You know, a bit
Well,
that
the
people
other thing-
hop over, but
The
yeah.
other thing too is if you run wide on that double right-hander, it basically puts up a little barrier for
Yeah.
your tires. You're just not getting back on the track out
Mhm.
until that curve is gone.
Yeah.
I will say, by the way, 20 laps in, coming into 21. Get your opinions quickly on Chissy. 5th position, and it's a 10-second penalty in the pit lane for Jamsey. Well, that is not what you want to see. Based on how good he's been tonight, that's the kind of error there, Dan, before we talk about Chissy, that could completely derail the race. That is a nightmare for Jamsey.
Yeah, it will derail the race because not only did he stop a little bit later and allowed Chissy to get that time back, he's going to have to deal with that penalty as well as Chissy pounds in the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. I was going to say, back to Chissy then. Of course, he's looking at that 10-second penalty now. He's looking at Surtees, Dom Perry, and Godwin all being on 20-lap-old intermediates, knowing they're going to at some point have to pit. Is Chissy in a prime position to steal this race with 15 laps to go?
Maybe. He's got a lot of work to do. And I think it's good. I think it very much depends on what the top 3 do. Because the top 3 just hanging out there, keep their tires alive, turn around to each other and say, all right, handshakes all around, let's stick it here. And no one really pushes each other. Then I don't think they're going to worry about it. But with Dom Perry in that top 3, I highly doubt there's going to be any handshakes taking place.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Bat? You think maybe the same as Dan there? You think Chissy's maybe, I don't know, being hyped up a little bit here too much with 14 laps to go?
No, I think it's he's lost a bit of time to Jamsey already. So maybe Jamsey, I mean, I know Jamsey's got a lot of work to do, so he's definitely the one that's pushing out the other 2, but I feel like, yeah, Surtees should probably go in. Or maybe both of them act as a barrier for Godwin. I think Godwin should stay out, and if I'm the other 2, I really debate going in. But
It would be really funny if all 3 reserve drivers were on the podium.
That would be great. Oh, and
yeah,
that would be
great.
Thank you as well, Skelly, for the sub, and also Rosie. I'm a big fan of you, my Czech brother. I'm praying that one day you get a podium so I can whip out the flag from the cupboard behind me. I really am, but until then, it stays locked away. He's not happy with the rain. Obviously, said that the rain in Holland, as we kind of talked about in the build-up, never going to be a personal favourite. And Skelly there as well saying adversary to come back and take P1, and that he's climbing. I mean, listen, adversary is 13th. I think if adversary gets into the top 10 tonight, I think he'd be absolutely buzzing. I think he would. He would. Just a motivational speech for adversary climbing to the top. Hope you can give it a read. We'll give that a read. You've sent it nowhere. I don't know where you've put it, but you've not sent it to me. I was prepared to get my narration voice on and give you something there, Skelly, that you've absolutely lied to me terribly. Well,
would it not be a narrating voice, not a narration voice?
Whatever you jamming, I've missed it with you being on mute, but it's all right. No, I'm happy that you're here. That's all I can say. Jamming comes on the race.
What?
Fucking brilliant. Back to the studio, I guess. Well, there you go.
I appreciate Surtees taking time out of actively being in the top 3 to type in the chat that the 0 stop is possible.
Well,
It's just unnecessary, really, isn't it? It's like a bit of a brag. Like, oh, I'm in a race, but I'll just let them know that I think this is possible while driving. You shouldn't text and drive, actually. That's highly unsafe.
Yeah, there you go. Yell at him.
Do you want to die?
Yeah.
I'm asking if I would like a dice.
well, great, fantastic. 13 laps to go. The no-stop strategy clearly then going to be the preferred objective of Surtees. Do you think Dom Parry and Godwin are bold and brave enough, Dan, to do a no-stop here
Do you not share them?
and do all 36 laps on these intermediates?
You call that strategy bold and brash. I say it belongs in the trash. I would have pitted a while ago to get rid of those intermediates.
At this point, though, 24 laps
At this
in,
point,
there's no
yeah,
point, is there?
they've definitely made their bed. Yeah, they've made their bed. Unless we get some wild change in the weather here in the next 4 or 5 laps or so, which doesn't seem likely, then yeah, they're just gonna have to hang it out. Hope for the best.
We've had another retirement, the tricky German Dirty Hippo, also known as Neymar from the FIFA side, retiring here tonight. Again, you know, it's kind of the story of Hippo's season, isn't it? You know, some great moments, but then it just always seems to come undone. He's either always finishing 7th or 8th in the grid, or not at all. But another disappointing one for Hippo tonight.
Yeah, it was one of the bad races for Hippo. But I think this is just a complete race of fucking patience at the minute. I think there's so many things that could go wrong at this track in the conditions right now. Not only you got to deal with the track being slippery as hell and your tyres falling off the cliff, like it's just so hard to even overtake without the weather. So, like, if you're just stuck behind somebody,
we have got some bumping and grinding. Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
That was close.
Cause baby, there ain't nothing wrong.
Thank you, Giddy. Rosie saying, just like what you said after I retired, I suck in the rain. This is my first F1 game ever. Currently, lack of experience in the rain is so bad. I mean, this is your first F1 game ever. I mean, holy fuck, man. You're going to be fine going down the road. I thought maybe you were like
definitely be fine.
I thought you were like a 2 or 3 year experienced driver. You're not. I said there's moments, and when you race, there's definitely moments when we look at you and go, yeah, he's a top 5 driver, but forget it. I mean, it makes a little bit more sense if you're saying you're inexperienced in that regard. So I would be even more happy with your performance to do what you've done in GP2 and then to come into GP1 so quickly is I think a testament to your skill level. So I wouldn't be too upset with that whatsoever. We've been given this novel from Skelly about Adversary. It's just been sent. And I am not reading all. I am not doing that, Skelly. That is about fucking 85 lines of text. Nope, not doing that. There's just more bumping and grinding here on the left side of our
Put your cheese on and
screen
give it
here.
a read.
I'm not put my cheek. Right. 10 laps to go. Rain's still pouring. Doesn't show any signs of letting up. And it doesn't seem like we're going to see Godwin pit whatsoever. I mean, why would he? 18 seconds clear of second place Chissy. And Jamsey and Surtees now are just consistently bumping each other here. And their teammates as well, for Christ's sake. You think they'd be trying to avoid each other rather than take each other out. Seems like there's been a little bit of an argument in the team HQ. But 4th and 5th in a minute.
Surtees a driver for hire, so he doesn't give 2 shits.
Like Chissy is gonna basically whittle down 18 seconds in 10 laps. Which in these conditions is gonna take some fucking going. Yeah.
Well, Adversary there. Oh, well, that's not good news for Skelly. In his 85 line novel there has retired. So, yeah, not brilliant. Not brilliant.
No, good. So much going on. I mean, Kissy's cutting down like a second, but not quick enough a rate. Unless Godwin's tires fall off the edge of the cliff, this is probably a done deal.
Yeah, Jamesie's. I ain't looking good for Jamesy. He's probably gonna finish what, 7th at this point? Maybe 6th. Yeah, probably 6th. He can get past Dom. He's gonna chance. He has gotten past Dom, so yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
yeah, well, Dom looks like he's got past him. Oh
God!
boy.
Oh, that's well. I just see that in the corner.
Why is he going in now?
That means that this gap has effectively gone from. I mean,
gone.
this is it's gone. That's horrendous. That's, I mean, why? Yeah, why would you go in with 8 laps to go unless he's saying that these are going to puncture? I haven't got a clue what he's done that
I mean,
for.
the rain looks like it's lightening up a little bit, but yeah.
Oh god, Champs and Dom are really going on it now, man.
Oh, and that's a severe collision.
well.
Oh, well then.
Oh.
Well, that's not good.
I think. Has that brought out a safety car? It has brought out a safety car. Well. Oh god, one's gonna be kicking himself.
Yeah.
He's gonna be kicking himself.
That's ironic that Jamie was the one that said about the safety car and then him DNF and bought one out.
That is something. Well,
That's sod's law for you, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, there's very, very interesting now. It's a bit unfortunate Jams he wanted, they could probably get that collision with Dom taken off, but after already having that 10-second, it's not great. What?
Rise just typed in the GP1 chat, he's tagged Jamie, just said we was wrong. Oh god. That's funny. I wonder if Goblin and Jamesy might pit just to get on the new tires and get rid of those penalties.
Yeah, the thing is, Jamsy got another 10-second because he hit Dom.
Yeah.
So, but
He
he
only served
should
one
be
of
able
them.
to appeal that one.
Yeah.
But a bad sportsmanship here from Mr. Perry. But I don't know if he had to paid for Delta there, but those two have just been at each other for fucking ages, so there'll be some words exchanged after the race, I dare say.
I mean,
Oh, don't you worry, it's already kicked off.
Did you?
No, it's already kicked off, right?
Any sound bites for us, Dan?
No, it's just adversary and Jamie going at each other. It's Hippo saying he doesn't know what happened. Adversary saying Hippo ruined his race.
No.
Put him on the wall. Yeah. Godwin saying, well, the time of that. No. We have a clip posted in the GP1 chat from Jamie. It's filmed on a Nokia cell phone. Oh, well.
What are you seeing? Walk us through it, Dan.
The adversary tank.
It's the adversary M1 Abrams down the inside.
It's just him in wet tracks, isn't it? Was it fucking Monza last year in the piss and rain? Just like played fucking 10-pin bowling into turn 1. Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen.
You're right.
Who does this safety car really benefit then? We know Jamsy has a 10-second penalty, but Chissy and Dom now very much going to be right up there next to each other in the final 7 laps, no?
Yeah. think honestly it gives everybody a bit of a. I mean, I think it only doesn't benefit one person, and that's Chissy, but he's still got to. Anyway, like I would have probably let Jamsey take that penalty off. I mean, he doesn't know that, but yeah, I think he's pitting again just to get rid of it. Not the worst decision in the world at all. Sometimes staying at the back, or starting at the back can help you in situations like this. Definitely not going to win the race, but yeah, I mean, Chissy being first on a track that's really hard to overtake, fresh laps, we saw what he did with him. Fresh laps compared to everybody else at the start, so. Oh. Yeah. Jamsey losing it.
Oh, Surtees get a bit of an issue. I guess he needs 2 more laps of fuel.
Oh, well, that's
Oh.
not
right then.
ideal.
How's he gonna get 2 laps?
How's he getting 2? Yeah. How much did he under fuel by?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it is a bit weird that like there is sometimes in the rain that like you will just use more fuel. Probably down to, I don't know, way of fucking putting the power down, I suppose, but I always find that a bit weird that, I'd always want to under fuel, and then I had a race at Baku one time that was wet the whole way through, and I under fueled by 3 laps, and I finished the race on minus 4.5 laps. So, yeah, needless to say, we didn't get to the finish.
Oh, what in the hell's just happened there?
What happened?
Why? Oh, it's because Stocky's lapped. The game's telling Stocky to go through. But it's doing this thing. Yeah, it's telling Stocky to go through. He can't get through because the game's not telling anyone else to let him through. And Stocky just slammed into the back of the Red Bull.
No.
There you go. At least Chissy knows how to do it.
Yeah, you gotta get all the way off the road.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's not too long to go, so that safety car's made things interesting, to say the least. It's the big question now, realistically, with the remaining drivers, of course, 5 retirements. Jamie Dodger, Adversary, Dirty Hippo, Rossi, Raman, Vieira, Kieran. 5 retirements and an infinite amount of yelling in the Discord. But the big question still remains is who's going to take this one tonight. You've got Godwin, you've got Dom Parry, you've got Chissy. It's a very, very intriguing kind of finale, of course. That 10-second penalty, has that come off of Jamsey? It seems like it has. So
yeah, he pitted to get the oh, did it take both off?
it must have. The only penalty left on there is
No, he
Craig with
went
6
back to
seconds.
back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
That's why he's only 1 lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the safety car is coming in, and this finale is about to get underway here. The big question mark now is who takes this one home all the way. Well, not quite yet, but it's about to pick up a little bit here. In the words of Jim Ross, business about to pick up. All right.
Charlie's buzzing your quarter.
Yeah, he'd only be so lucky. Him and his barbecue sauce. Have you had any of his barbecue sauce? I ordered some once. It's good. You're not bad.
Someone looks quite clean.
Tell you what, we've got a great view here of Shadow's Gunner who's just seeing all the action in front of him. We'll kind of cycle up as we go forward, but now on Dom Parry. And there's Godwin and Chissy leading the way. Benchwarmers dropping down the grid, or Jamsey rising up the grid. Said 4 laps to go. And in a position now where if you're Chissy, you have to be absolutely perfect in these kind of final moments tonight. Said it's been a long night of racing. We've had the sprints, we've had the qualifying for the sprint, qualifying, and now the race. 4 laps to go after a near 2-hour bonanza this evening. And it all comes down to these last 4 laps. Of course, Chissy won't win the championship tonight, but will put another foot towards the title. Godwin, although not a permanent driver, one of the most highly reputable subs we've ever had. And they'll be looking to try and delay Chissy's coronation that little bit more. Maybe people will say it will be eventual, but he finishes second here tonight. It's a little bit further away than what he'd expect. Of course, next week we head to Canada, then Belgium after that, then we finish off the season in the USA. So the question is, what country does Chissy perhaps win the title in? It's one thing that I've seen Godwin do a couple of times today, by the way, is just really almost lose control of the car on those kind of steep turns. Kind of catches it well there, but I don't know if he can break past Chissy here. Chissy's doing a really good job so far of just keeping it safe, keeping it composed. At what sector, Batty, is Godwin going to really need to kind of be aggressive and try and go for the overtake?
It's either this kind of straight you're coming up to now, like you might go now. I would go now. This is the closest you're going to get.
Chissy there just closing the door on it.
It well, yeah.
Yeah, really
minute
does.
a mistake. Try and, put some unnecessary temperature into the leader's tyres and hope he makes a mistake. It's either that corner there, although it's not long enough, or you've got to be right behind somebody coming round this final bend. Nah, he's not going there close enough to do it this time round.
Of course, the podium as of right now, Chissy, Godwin and Dom Parrish. Shadow's Gunner, though, in 4th position again. Another week, another consistent finish. For Tilla, I think we kept saying it from the beginning, though, if he does end up finishing 5th here tonight, by his high standards, not going to be happy with that one. Surtees, usually the biggest meme on the grid. Tonight, he's looking like he's going to take a top 6 finish. Jamsey, of course, led for a little bit, 7th place there so far. Liam Y had a great race a couple of weeks ago and now finds himself back into routine position of 8th place. Benchwarmer and Rye in the points as well, with Neddy and Craig, as well as T. Stocky, of course, outside of the points for now. So what can change, what will change in these next 2 laps will come down to who can just keep their cool, keep their wits about them. Oh, wow, look at that, though. Chissy's gone off course. He's completely spun off course.
No.
He's completely gone off course. I've said that on these tight turns tonight. I've seen that from Godwin. Now we saw it from Chissy. A front row seat to it. Completely just lost control of the car there. What happened there with that one, Dan? Is that just oversteer? What is that?
I think he got a little slap of it out of the corner, tried to correct it, and then overcorrected almost, and had to do everything he could to keep 4 wheels on the car.
Well, he's going to try and take the overtake here on Godwin. He says, just as quick as I lose it, I'm taking it back. Oh, but he can't. Godwin is side. They're so right. Oh, the rear wheel nearly touching, but...
You want the outside here. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, it clips the little back of the rear wheel as well. This is one hell of a battle. Wow, look at this. These two are just overtake after overtake here. Neck and neck. The track does start to get a little bit more narrow. Oh, look at that. Nearly overspun there. I told you it's kept on happening every time for Godwin tonight. And that's given Chissy the little gap ahead to kind of retake first position. That was really close there from Godwin. Oh, my.
Yeah.
He would be begging for Chissy to have another moment here where he loses control and grip on the track and spins off to the side. But I think Chissy the type of driver to have that happen once and then we'll be saying that won't be happening again, not tonight. 35 laps down, 1 lap to go.
He did dotty the outside of his tyres. Oh, you did not want to clip the inside curb there, ever.
Yeah, Godwin has done it.
Especially in these conditions.
That has given Chissy an absolute monstrous kind of lead there. That was a real bad bit of racing there from Godwin. It's usually one of the best.
Too aggressive,
yeah, usually one of the best IQ drivers on the track. Didn't have a lot of IQ there though, Dan.
Yeah, he did it a couple times, got away with it, but I think he just put it slightly over the curb as opposed to on the curb. When you do that, you're gonna hook it.
Well, we have almost kind of moments to go here.
Battle for third as well.
Don Parry and Shadow's Gunner, that'll be something. And Surty just put in the
Tilla's
chat,
involved in it.
and there goes the fuel. So we'll take a quick look on Surty here, as he is going to start to slow down quite fiercely. Tilla there's now climbed up into 4th position. Shadowgunners and Tilla now having a real battle. And
It's not the only one. Ryan and Neddy both struggling for fuel.
Surty is dropping down this grid something fierce.
Oh, God.
All the way down he goes. Oh, God, and Ryan Surty, what are you two doing to each other then? That's an absolute horrendous... Oh, and Godwin spun out, Batty. Look at that. Down in 8th. Oh, it's all going on here in the final moments. And it looks like Chissy tonight is going to take it. It'll be interesting to see if Godwin was spun out by someone or if it just had an oversteer issue again. Ironically,
I think he did the same thing that
Chissy did. I was going to say,
did.
it's the exact part of the track, if I'm not mistaken, Dan, which is incredible.
Chissy fastest lap as well.
Chissy
Good
fastest lap. Chissy winner, not the season winner yet. That still is delayed, but what a really enthralling last couple of laps there. Is Don Parry going to be... not Don Parry. Is Godwin going to be kicking himself there, do you reckon, Batty?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sitting on the bag, I mean, it's what your mind says to you. It's like, fuck it. If I absolutely throw it in this corner and nail it, maybe there's a slight chance I can, you know, attach on to the end. And you just, yeah, in these conditions, they were all pushing. They've got no idea how the track kind of feels because of those couple laps behind the safety car, and yeah, chaotic ending to say the least.
Well, listen, I mean, a really interesting race here today in Holland in the rain, and the last kind of 6 laps due to that safety car made it very, very interesting for Chissy. Although it's not the most smooth and concrete win, it's still a win nevertheless. You love that little bit of drama. Great racing at points between him and Godwin, and a really good recovery from Chissy as well, after he'd spun out on that kind of last sector almost, to then recover and then find his grip and find his race IQ right back instantly. Just said the quick overtake after that spin was brilliant, and like I said, another race win over the line for Chissy. The championship loading for him. Could it come in the great nation of Canada next week? And again, for Sean Tilla, listen, was really kind of hating his existence for so long of that race, and it ends up, you know, keeping calm, keeping it moving, and finishes 3rd place. So in the podium once again is Tilla. Congratulations to him.
God.
What's happening here, Dan? Talk us through it.
Surtees posted a screenshot of what his fuel was at when the VSC came out. He was at minus 2.8 laps of fuel. Oh my god, dude.
That's some going.
Dom with the George Russell Woody meme, does nothing, P2. It's good.
Well, that there seems to be everything for this evening. A really, really fun one tonight, fellas, in terms of how the rain hit and how, in terms of just the storylines of it. Again, whether it be the Vero Kieran retirement, or the Surty lack of fuel, or the fight between Godwin and Chissy at the end. A fun one. Probably one of the best races of the season. And it always happens when there's a sprint. There's never a bad sprint night. I'll say that. Thank you so much, of course, to everyone that's raced tonight. Thank you to Dan and Batty, of course, as well. And please remember, any incidents that you want to report tonight, put it into the new ticket system that Dan has. And they'll all be reviewed by the end of the weekend. Yeah. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. Get some sleep. Like I said, we expected an 11:45 finish. 11:42. We finished early, so don't say that we're not on time ever. Take care. Take it easy, and we'll see you when we see you next week. We're over to Canada. A fun one there indeed. Good night.